Hong Kong, 1960. A 6-year-old boy stood at the gates of hell disguised as a school. The China Drama Academy's sign promised artistic training and a bright future. Behind those gates was a medieval torture system that would break most children within weeks. Chan Kongsang's parents had just signed him away for 7 years. They were poor, desperate, and convinced this was his only chance at survival. They were wrong about the survival part. But they were right that it would change him forever. Master Yu Jim Yuan didn't believe in childhood. He believed in discipline, perfection, and pain, lots of pain. His teaching philosophy was simple. If a student could survive his training, they could survive anything. If they couldn't, they didn't deserve to be performers. Jackie's first day began at 5 a.m., morning exercises that would cripple an adult, splits that tore muscles, handstands until consciousness faded, acrobatic drills that ended in blood. And if you failed, if you cried, if you showed any weakness, the bamboo cane came out. The sound of bamboo hitting flesh became the soundtrack of Jackie's childhood. Sometimes it was his flesh. Sometimes it belonged to the boy next to him. Either way, you learned to keep your face blank and your tears hidden. I remember being so hungry that I would steal food from other students, Jackie later recalled. If Master Yu caught you, he would make you stand on one leg for hours while holding bricks above your head. Your whole body would shake, your muscles would scream. But you couldn't drop the bricks. If you did, the punishment got worse. There were no parents to run to, no authorities to complain to, no escape. The students slept in one large room, 30 boys on thin mats. The older students bullied the younger ones mercilessly. Beatings from Master Yu were scheduled. Beatings from senior students were random and cruel. Jackie learned to sleep with one eye open, ready to defend himself from nighttime attacks. One older student named Yuan Lungchi targeted Jackie specifically. Every day brought new humiliations, stolen food, destroyed belongings, public mockery. One night Lungchi held Jackie down while others beat him. Jackie was 7 years old, crying into his thin pillow, wondering if his parents had sold him because they hated him. The truth was simpler and sadder. His father cooked for ambassadors. His mother cleaned their houses. They worked 16-hour days and barely made enough to feed themselves. Jackie was their only child, and they couldn't afford to keep him. The opera school at least provided food, shelter, and training. It was abandonment born of necessity, not cruelty. But Jackie didn't understand that. All he understood was that he was alone in a place where showing weakness meant destruction, so he stopped being weak. At 8 years old, Jackie made a decision. If he couldn't avoid the beatings, he would become someone nobody wanted to beat. He threw himself into training with obsessive intensity. While other students rested, Jackie practiced. When others complained about the difficulty, Jackie asked for harder tasks. Master Yu noticed. The boy who had seemed fragile was transforming into something remarkable. His body was developing flexibility and strength beyond his years. More importantly, his mind was adapting to constant adversity. Pain became background noise. Fear became fuel. Master Yu selected Jackie for the 7 Little Fortunes, the Academy's elite performance troupe. This should have been an honor. Instead, it meant even harder training and even higher expectations. The 7 Little Fortunes performed acrobatic opera shows for wealthy audiences. One mistake on stage meant shame for the entire academy, which meant severe punishment. The group included future stars like Sammo Hung and Yuan Bao, who would become Jackie's lifelong friends and collaborators. But in those early years, they were competitors as much as companions. Everyone was fighting to be the best, to earn Master Yu's rare approval, to simply survive another day. The training schedule was inhuman. 5 a.m., wake up, immediate flexibility exercises. 6 a.m., breakfast, thin rice porridge. 6:30 a.m., acrobatics training, flips, somersaults, aerial work. 9 a.m., combat choreography, strikes, kicks, weapons. 12 p.m., lunch, rice, Minimal vegetables, 12:30 p.m. Opera singing and vocal training, 3 p.m. Theatrical performance techniques, 5 p.m. Dinner, rice, sometimes with meat, 6 p.m. Rehearsal for upcoming performances, 10 p.m. Sleep. This was every single day. No weekends, no holidays. No time off. For 7 years, injuries were constant. Sprained ankles, pulled muscles, broken fingers. Master Yu's response was always the same. Pain is weakness leaving your body. Train through it. There were no doctors, no medical care. Students treated each other's injuries with whatever they could find. Jackie once dislocated his shoulder during a particularly brutal sparring session. An older student popped it back into place while others held Jackie down. He was expected to continue training the next morning. He did, but something extraordinary was happening beneath the suffering. Jackie's body was becoming a precision instrument. By age 10, he could flip off walls, land in splits, and execute complex fight choreography without thinking. His muscles had memorized hundreds of movements. His reflexes operated faster than conscious thought. More importantly, his mind had developed an almost superhuman pain tolerance. What would hospitalize most people barely registered to Jackie. He had been conditioned through years of abuse to separate physical sensation from emotional response. He could feel the pain but not be controlled by it. Master Yu was creating weapons disguised as performers. The performances themselves were spectacular. The Seven Little Fortunes became famous across Hong Kong for their death-defying acrobatics and flawless execution. Wealthy patrons would request them specifically. On stage, Jackie transformed from a beaten student into a confident performer, soaking in the applause he never received in training. Those moments on stage were the only times he felt valued, seen, appreciated. The audience's love became addictive. It was the only positive reinforcement he knew. Then came 1971. Television killed traditional opera. Modern entertainment was replacing ancient art forms. Audiences wanted movies and TV shows, not acrobatic performances. The China Drama Academy was running out of money. Students were being released from their contracts early. Master Yu, the man who had tortured them for years, was suddenly struggling to keep the school open. Jackie was 17. Muscular, skilled beyond belief, and completely unprepared for normal life. He had no formal education beyond opera training. He couldn't do math. He barely read at an elementary level. His entire identity was built around physical performance and surviving abuse. What do you do when your torturer is also the only father figure you've known? When the prison that destroyed your childhood is closing, and you realize you don't know how to exist outside its walls. Jackie and several other students stayed to help Master Yu try to save the school, but the money ran out. The academy closed permanently. Master Yu aged rapidly. His life's work ended by modernity. He died a few years later, never knowing that his brutal methods had produced some of cinema's greatest action stars. Jackie moved in with his parents, who were now strangers to him. His father had gotten a job in Canberra, Australia, working at the embassy there. They wanted Jackie to come with them, to start a normal life. Jackie went, mostly because he had nowhere else to go. Australia was bizarre. Nobody hit him. Nobody made him train 18 hours a day. He got a job in construction, carrying bricks and mixing concrete. His co-workers were amazed by his strength. He could carry loads that required 2 normal men. They had no idea he'd been training like a soldier since age 6. The work was mindless. The pay was terrible. Jackie was bored out of his mind. His body, trained to perform incredible feats, was being wasted carrying bricks. He lasted 6 months before calling his old classmate Sammo Hung back in Hong Kong. "I need to work in movies," Jackie told him. "I'm dying here." Hong Kong's film industry was booming, but Jackie's entrance was anything but triumphant. He started as a stuntman and extra, doing the dangerous work nobody else wanted. His opera training made him perfect for martial arts films. He could take hits, perform falls, and execute choreography flawlessly. Directors noticed him, but only as a disposable body to throw around on screen. His first small roles were forgettable. He played thugs who got beaten up by the hero, nameless soldiers who died in battle scenes, background fighters and crowd scenes. He was making money, but he wasn't becoming a star. Then Bruce Lee exploded internationally with The Big Boss and Fist of Fury. Suddenly, every studio wanted martial arts films. Hong Kong cinema was experiencing a golden age. There was room for new stars. Jackie got his first starring role in Little Tiger of Canton, 1973. The studio positioned him as the next Bruce Lee. It was a disaster. Jackie tried to copy Lee's serious, intense style, but it didn't fit his personality. The film bombed. Critics said he was a poor imitation. The failures kept mounting. New Fist of Fury, 1976, was meant to be his big breakthrough. Made by the same studio that produced Bruce Lee's films with a huge budget and major promotion. It failed commercially and critically. Jackie was compared unfavorably to Lee in every review. Shaolin Wooden Men, 1976, another failure. Killer Meteors, 1977, barely released. Snake and Crane Arts of Shaolin, 1978, forgotten instantly. Jackie was becoming known as box office poison. Studios stopped calling. Directors didn't want to risk their budgets on him. At 24, his career seemed over before it began. He had escaped the opera school, survived Australia, and made it into movies only to fail completely. He was broke, depressed, and contemplating quitting acting entirely. Maybe construction work wasn't so bad. Maybe he wasn't meant to be a star. Then Yuan Wu-ping saw something others had missed. The director approached Jackie for a low-budget film called Snake in the Eagle's Shadow. During their first meeting, Yuan asked Jackie a strange question. "Why are you trying to be Bruce Lee?" Jackie didn't have a good answer. "Bruce was the dragon," Yuan continued. "Powerful, serious, unstoppable. But dragons aren't relatable. People don't see themselves in dragons. What if you were the opposite? What if you were clumsy, made mistakes, got hurt, but still won anyway? What if you were funny?" It was revolutionary. No martial arts star had ever combined comedy with action. The genre was serious, focused on honor and revenge. Heroes didn't joke around or fall on their faces. But Jackie remembered Buster Keaton films he'd watched as a child. He remembered how Keaton would do incredible physical stunts while maintaining comedic situations. He remembered Charlie Chaplin making audiences laugh while performing dangerous stunts. "What if we made kung fu comedy?" Jackie asked. Snake in the Eagle's Shadow, 1978, was filmed quickly and cheaply. Nobody expected it to succeed. Jackie played a bullied janitor who learns martial arts from a beggar. The fight scenes included slapstick humor, exaggerated reactions, and physical comedy. Jackie fell down, got hit, made funny faces, and won through cleverness rather than raw power. The final fight scene included Jackie using everyday objects as weapons: mops, buckets, furniture. He took real hits to make the comedy feel genuine. His character wasn't invincible. He was human, vulnerable, and funny. The film was released with minimal promotion. It exploded. Audiences loved it. Finally, here was a martial arts hero they could relate to. Someone who struggled, made mistakes, and still triumphed. The comedy made the action more impactful, not less. Jackie had found his voice. More importantly, he'd found his audience. Drunken Master was released the same year and became a phenomenon. Jackie played Wong Fei-hung, a legendary figure from Chinese history, but portrayed him as a cocky, disrespectful troublemaker. The film's training sequences showed brutal physical punishment that Jackie knew intimately from his own childhood. The comedy came from his character's resistance to discipline. The drunken boxing style allowed Jackie to incorporate comedy directly into fight choreography. His character fought better while pretending to be drunk, leading to bizarre, hilarious, and spectacular action sequences. One scene required Jackie to perform incredibly complex martial arts movements, while maintaining the illusion of being intoxicated. It took dozens of takes. Jackie's body moved with precision while his character stumbled and swayed. It was pure opera training applied to cinema. Drunken Master made Jackie the biggest star in Hong Kong. At 24, after years of failure, he was suddenly famous. Studios were offering him massive contracts. Directors wanted to work with him. His childhood nickname, Big Nose, which students had mocked him with, became an affectionate term fans used. But fame brought new problems. Jackie was suddenly managing his own film production. He was choreographing increasingly dangerous stunts. He was responsible for crew members' safety while putting his own body at extreme risk. The pressure to top himself with each film became crushing. His relationship with his parents remained distant. They were proud but couldn't understand the son who spent most of his life away from them. His father was stern and traditional. His mother worried constantly. Jackie felt obligated to financially support them, but struggled to emotionally connect. In 1982, Jackie married Taiwanese actress Lin Fengjiao. She was pregnant with their son JC. Jackie was 28, at the peak of his Hong Kong fame, and completely unprepared for fatherhood. He wasn't home. He was always filming, always traveling, always breaking bones for the next big stunt. His wife raised their son essentially alone. Jackie would later admit this was his greatest failure, not the box office bombs or broken bones, but the family he neglected. America kept calling, and Jackie kept trying to answer. His first Hollywood attempt, The Big Brawl, 1980, failed to understand what made him special. They tried to make him a traditional action hero. It flopped. The Cannonball Run, 1981, treated him as a novelty Asian sidekick. Another failure. Hollywood didn't get Jackie Chan. They wanted him to be like American action stars, serious, powerful, using guns and explosions. That wasn't who he was. He was a physical comedian who did his own stunts. He used environment as weapons. He made audiences laugh before making them gasp. After the Hollywood failures, Jackie returned to Hong Kong and created his masterpiece, Police Story, 1985. The film was Jackie's statement to the world. This is what I can do that nobody else can. This is why practical stunts matter. This is why audiences should care about real danger. The opening bus chase involved Jackie hanging off the side of a moving double-decker bus with an umbrella, crashing through shantytown buildings. He did it himself. No wires, no CGI, no safety equipment beyond the pole he was gripping. The shopping mall finale remains one of cinema's greatest action sequences. Jackie slid down a pole wrapped in electrical lights that exploded around him, burning his hands and legs. He crashed through real glass, not sugar glass. He fell from balconies onto hard floors. He destroyed an entire shopping center for one 10-minute sequence. Multiple stuntmen refused to do scenes Jackie completed himself. His crew watched in horror as their star deliberately injured himself for entertainment. But the footage was undeniable. No American action film could compete with what Jackie was achieving. Police Story became a massive hit and finally caught Western attention. This wasn't edited trickery or wire work. This was a human being doing impossible things with real consequences. The 1990s brought more pain and more glory. Hollywood tried again with Rumble in the Bronx, 1995. This time, American audiences were more receptive. The film made modest money but proved Jackie could work in Western markets. He was 51 years old and finally breaking through in America. Then came Rush Hour, 1998. Paired with comedian Chris Tucker, Jackie found the perfect American formula. The film made $244 million worldwide. Sequels followed. Jackie became a global superstar in his mid-40s. But success came at the cost of everything else. His marriage existed in name only. His son JC grew up feeling abandoned. Jackie's affairs became public knowledge. In 1999, he admitted to an extramarital relationship that produced a daughter he would never know. The man who made audiences laugh on screen was falling apart privately. The childhood spent in survival mode had never taught him how to build healthy relationships. Master Yu had taught him discipline, pain tolerance, and performance. Nobody taught him how to be a father, husband, or emotionally available human being. Today, at 70, Jackie Chan is one of cinema's most recognizable faces and one of its most complicated figures. From Hong Kong to Hollywood, from beaten child to global icon, his journey reads like fiction. But the scars are real. The broken relationships are real. The hole in his skull is real. The pain that wakes him at night is real. He survived the opera school by turning himself into an instrument of entertainment. He survived Hollywood by risking death repeatedly. He survived fame by never stopping, never resting, never dealing with the trauma. In his autobiography, Jackie wrote about visiting Master Yu's grave. "I wanted to thank him, but I also wanted to curse him. He made me who I am, but he destroyed who I could have been. I still don't know if I should be grateful or angry. The 6-year-old boy who entered the China Drama Academy died there." What emerged was Jackie Chan, performer, stuntman, icon. But Chan Kong Sang, the child with a family, the boy with dreams beyond survival, maybe he never left those gates. Maybe he's still there, waiting for permission to stop proving himself worthy of love through pain. The cameras keep rolling. The stunts continue, though less extreme. And somewhere deep inside the legend is a boy who just wanted his parents to keep him, who just wanted to be told he was enough without breaking himself to prove it. From bullied opera student to Hollywood legend. From torture victim to global icon. From abandoned child to beloved entertainer. Jackie Chan escaped the opera school physically. But emotionally, psychologically, he may have never left at all.